We've had the women's 4x4s. Now it's time for the men. Same rules, 2 semis, top 3 from each, plus 2 non-automatic qualifiers. What a moment for the Indians on the outside. Andy and Ramesh hope to finish them off in fine style. Ramsey Angela goes anchor leg for the Dutch. Silver last year and surprised to do so now. Gold in Doha and gold last year in Tokyo. What a team. Norwood on the second leg. He's having a great season. Bryce Deadman and Trevor Bassett goes anchor, the brilliant 400 hurdler. Japan in 5. Nakajima will have the job of bringing them home. So we then bypass lane 4. No South Africans, which is a real shame, to the Jamaicans. Silver in Doha, but 6th last year. Bitterly disappointed. Akeem Bloomfield on the league leg for them. Trinidad and Tobago on the inside. Watch for Jareen Richards, the world indoor champion over the 400 metres. Made the 200 final a couple of nights ago. A very, very good 400 metre runner. And Trinidad, of course, running in memory of the late, great 4x4 relay runner Dion Lendor, who lost his life, I think it was either at the very end of last year or the start of this year. What a fine ambassador he's been for Trinidadian one-lap sprinting, and they remember him fondly. Trinidad in 2, Jamaica 3, Japan 5, USA 6, Netherlands 7, India 8. First of 2 semi-finals in the men's 4x4, 3 of them coming back for the final at the end of our last night. Seemed to be a long hold, and there's more than a flutter or 2 of breeze in the stadium this evening. It's cooling down. Lovely long flowing stride of Boers, closing down on Yama of India, and a very steady first 200 metres from Elijah Godwin, who'll hand on to Vernon Norwood, very, very experienced athlete. And the American Godwin coming past Boers now. But it's an incredibly long leg, this one, and watch for Jareen Richards on the second leg for Trinidad. It looks deceptive because it takes a while for the stagger to unfold. Trinidad on the inside, but they're definitely not in last. Very close it'll be between USA, Trinidad and Jamaica. There's Javon Powell on the second leg for them. But watch Richards on the inside for Trinidad. He's already making up ground on Javon Powell. There's Richards in 3rd. Good running as well by Kawabata of Japan. Just in 4th, with the Dutch trying to close in. Terence Agard, the big figure from the Netherlands. But Richards now coming up onto the shoulder of Powell, putting the Jamaican under a little bit of pressure. Excellent running again. Kawabata's rallying the Japanese athlete. Norwood's beginning to tire, it's understandable. It's USA from Jamaica, Trinidad, and that was a really, really good leg by the Japanese runner, who hands over to Julian Walsh. Jamaica, Japan and Trinidad in what appears to be a 3-way battle for the 2nd and 3rd automatic spots. The Dutch in the background desperately trying to close in with Nick Schmidt. For the USA's Bryce Deadman. Now comes a bit of a move from Julian Walsh. It's Asa Guevara on the outside for Trinidad. They're going to be all in a straight line. Bryce Deadman to Trevor Bassett. What a season the 400 hurdler's having. He's got incredible strength and speed. He should anchor them home quite securely, although he knows the battle is unfolding behind them. The Dutch look out of this at the moment. Ramsey Angela is going to need an absolutely incredible leg to close in on these 3 teams battling for 2nd and 3rd. Aggressive running by Anthony Cox. Tries to take the inside line, but Nakajima's holding it, and Cox is going to have to come wide on the outside, which is what King is doing now for Trinidad. Cameras focusing in on 2nd, 3rd and 4th because the Americans have got their qualification wrapped up. Crowd roaring their approval for Trevor Bassett. He's in front. This is the battle for 2nd and 3rd, and it's Cox of Jamaica now. And what a run by Nakajima. Bassett safely across the line. Nakajima in second for Japan. Cox in third for Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago will have to wait and see. 2:58.96. Bassett is really fired up, goes for a slam dunk and gets it. The Americans safely through to the final. The drama was unfolding behind them, and what a fine run by the Japanese quartet to come home ahead of Jamaica and denying the Trinidadians an automatic spot in the final.
Well, Elijah Godwin got things started for the USA, going 44-46 out of the gate, giving the USA that big lead. Then he would go to Vernon Norwood, 44-73 for him. Bryce Stedman, the former Texas A&M Aggie, would go 44-48, and then Trevor Bassett, just as cool as the other side of the pillow, brings it home 45-29. For Nakajima, 45.96. It was Julian Walsh who ran the best time for the Japanese team, 44.99. And Javon Powell for Jamaica on that second leg, 44.97.
C with 3:02.75. So too the Netherlands in fifth, 3:03.14. The Japanese still celebrating, 3:01.53 behind the United States. And you learn something new every day, sitting next to Dan O'Brien, the multiple world and Olympic champion, as cool as the other side of the pillow. I've never heard that before, I may never again, but it's in the mental locker. Godwin was getting a little bit tired towards the end of that leg, but Norwood, such an experienced individual and 4x4 runner. Norwood to Bryce Stedman. Walsh ran really well on that third leg for the Japanese, Julian Walsh. And Nakajima showed no shortage of grit and determination, hugging the inside. Cox initially tried to come wide on his outside, and you thought that the Japanese athlete would be swept aside, but he held that inside line with 200 to go. King made his move here, but it was a fraction too early, and he faded a touch down the last 50, which is why the Trinidadians will be having to pay very, very close attention to the times in the second of our semi-finals. Trinidad and the Netherlands play a waiting game. USA were away and clear. Jamaica were third in the end, with Nakajima coming home half a stride ahead in second. Good race. Well, the Americans might take some real stopping in that final. 2:58.96. Japan and Jamaica will be delighted. Trinidad and the Netherlands will be a touch nervous. Keep your eye out for 3:02.7 and 3:03.1. Great running by Great Britain and the United States in the first of the women's heats. Anything you can do, we can do better, say the Jamaican quartet. Ahead of the final. Made it. USA, Great Britain, Jamaica, Belgium, Italy and Switzerland taking those non-automatic spots. No room for last year's silver medalists Poland in the final. That's one of the big headlines